Hey everybody, my name is Marty and this is Charlie. Charlie is a recent graduate of our 2-week board and train program. Charlie's got a couple things going on with him. His attention span is really short. We'd love to have more time with him. I don't know if that's something we can do with the owner. We're going to talk about that because it took him a long time to learn. And dogs learn at different paces and different speeds, and that's just the thing. One of the problems that Charlie's having that's hindered him a little bit is he's got really bad ear infections. His ears are swollen. We've made the owners aware of that. So that's something we've got to work through with some medicine. So probably when he gets a little better, feeling better, he's going to come back out and we're going to do some more stuff with him. But so far we're going to go over what we learned because he needs to go back with the parents. They're going to get him to the vet and get him squared away. We're going to go over sit. We're going to go over durational stays, loose leash walking, come when called, and e-collar commands. So when we first got this dog, he was a lot. When I say he was a lot, like he wanted to pull everywhere. He wouldn't go anywhere. He was very fear reactive. He would pee all over everything. And you can see right now I'm standing on the long line so that he can't go anywhere. If I want him to come back to me, we're gonna go over this e-collar again, but I'm gonna hit this button in the middle. It's a pager button. It just vibrates. So watch his reaction to this. See that little jolt? He comes back. We're gonna reset him. Charlie, sit. I just did it again because he didn't listen to my command to sit. And now he did. He heard me say that and he went down, so that's good. He's really super stimulated by whatever's going on in the ground here in the grass. And that's what we've seen pretty commonly with him. Whether it's sticks, rocks, anything like that, he's just like drawn to it and he's really fixated on whatever's going on there. So we're gonna go through a couple of those command structures. But again, to reiterate what just happened, he lost the interest in staying right here when I said sit, the durational sit. He lost interest and went over here to play with a stick or a briar or whatever. And I hit the pager button, which vibrated. He came around, you saw him shake his head. That's not a violent vibration, it's just a vibrate, just like your cell phone would vibrate. He came around me, came over here, I told him to sit, and he sat down. And that's what we want. So we'll go over that again, but right now I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna work him on the leash, and we're just going to do loose leash walking. I'm going to show you how to make corrections when he does pull. Again, when we got this dog in less than 2 weeks ago, he pulled so hard he wanted to pull your arms out of joint, so we really had to work with that a lot. He also didn't want to come in and out of the kennel or the enclosure. He was very reactive out of fear, not out of aggression or anything like that. He was just scared. He had a lot going on. You see him scratching his ears, that's because they're hurting. Again, he got up, he lost that durational sit, so I'm gonna tell him to sit again. Sit, Charlie. Good boy. Okay, so we're using a long line here. This rope's probably 15, 20 feet long. We're gonna use it with our hands like this, and if he pulls, we're just gonna give slight little pulls like this. So what that's gonna look like is this. Come on, buddy. So he's gonna walk beside of us. We're gonna turn and pull these little pulls, get him back to us. See how he's pulling over there? I'm just pulling him to come back. That's good. Little pulls, sit. Sit. Good boy. And I'm gonna give him a treat. He did really good. He responds well to treats, so I'm gonna give him one since he did really well with that. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. He's a very sweet and loving dog, but his attention span is really short. It's partially short because he's got a lot going on, especially with those ear infections. I'm really keen on that because he keeps messing with them to the point of when we first got him, when the collar would pull tight and there was a little bit of pressure, he would yelp and go down and do like this to his head. That's what really gave us an indication. We talked to the parents as soon as we found out, started looking at the ears. We've got some really great people on staff that are from the vet world, and they identified that, and the parents, who are the ultimate people who have say in the dog, or the clients rather, said it's okay. He deals with them all the time. His file's got a lot of stuff in there where he's had chronic ear issues. So we talked to them. That's our protocol. They say yay, go to the vet, no, go to the vet. They said don't worry about it, let's just get him through this, and then we'll go from there. So that's what we're doing. They are the ones that have the command structure, or the control, I guess, of that if the dog's not in a life or death situation. In a life or death situation, then we have precedence on what we do, but we have to talk to the owners before we go to the vet or do anything like that. So that's why we're doing this, just for full disclosure, so everybody knows. Good job. That's a good boy. Again, so we're gonna do these walks, slight little handfuls, This is what we want. He's getting pretty far away from me now, so I'm gonna pull back and tell him to sit. See him shaking? Ears. Sit. Very good. Very good. Good boy. So he's a really good dog. He's got a lot going on with that. I really want to focus on these durational sits. So he's gonna move in a minute and we're gonna come back, we're gonna make him sit back down. So we're gonna give him a little bit of space here. And there's his move. We're gonna take him, see how he stops, come right back around, sit. Sit. I made that deterrent with my mouth. I made that noise and I made him sit. Went right back to where we started, made him sit back down. That's good. Then we go, Charlie, come. Good boy. Comes to us, he sits again. Good boy. And we give him a treat. Yes, that's a good boy. Love, 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 love. That's what we want to do. I want to call him back over here, do the same thing. Charlie, come here. Sit. Good boy. That's how we want to approach that. That's how we want to do that. You saw a durational sit. That's how we want to do it. If he moves, then he's going to move. When he does move, that's what we want to redirect. Want to get his attention. That's why I made the noise. And then I put him back to where he went, really gently, just went back over there, had him sit down, and then he's like, oh, okay, I know what we're doing. Charlie, come. Good boy. This time, I just want to walk again. So again, we're just using these loose leash tactics. So it's okay, let me point that out too. So I'm gonna give him the rope here, even though he's kind of stopping and coming back to me. If we're taking our dog out for a walk, it's okay for him to venture out and go a little bit. This walk is for him to use the bathroom, smell all the smells, and do all the things. That's why I like long lines. But anyway, it's okay for him to go out here and smell, as long as we're okay with it, okay? Meaning, if I'm walking down the road and I have him in a loose leash walk or a heel, then it's not okay for him to do that. But if we're stopped and we want to give him the rope, let him go smell around, let him go do that. That's okay. The important thing is calling him back, and we'll use this e-collar to do that in just a minute. But I'm gonna let him have the rope, let him walk around. Doesn't seem like he really wants to go anywhere. So he comes back around us. I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna use this e-collar. So again, when I call, I'm gonna hit this pager button at the same time. Charlie, good boy, good boy. And he went down that sit. I'm totally great with that. So I'm gonna give him a treat. Excuse me, because he did good. So I'm gonna walk him again, loose leash walking. And if he gets too far ahead of me, I'm just gonna pull this back, just like that. 2 fingers. Okay. Good boy. He's wanting to smell over here. I want him to come back. Well, he came back on his own, so that he did great. Charlie, sit. Boy. With this e-collar, I'll get a little closer so you can see. Charlie, come. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. So there's 2 parts. There's one that goes on his neck and this is the remote. So let me show you how that works on his neck. Hang on, buddy. Okay, so on this collar, there is 2 little spots. There's a red dot here, there's a red dot here. And we have to match these up. And when we do, this thing turns red or green. The red light means that it's off. The green light means that it's on. So we touch them together, we got the green light. A good way to check that is to look at this middle button here. It says pager, and it vibrates. I don't know if you can hear this or not when I vibrate that. Just feels like a phone that's vibrating in your hand. So when we put this on the dog, come here, Charlie. We slip this over his head. We pull these 2 things tight and cinch it down. Good boy. Okay. If we want him to come to us, we hit this middle button, which is the pager button. This has a turn dial on it that goes all the way to 127. We don't need to go that high. Hey, buddy. We can go down to low level stimulation, which is about, I've been using about a 4 or a 5 on him. And when I do shock him, that's the stimulation. When I do hit that, it's this button right here. It's a nick, and this is a continuous, okay? So when I hit this nick button, it nicks him like a tap on the shoulder, like, hey, listen to me, look at me. I do that sometimes when he's out there and he's not listening to the vibration, which is not really any time. I mean, he's usually pretty responsive on the vibration, but if there's a lot of things going on and he's super stimulated, he's gonna need a little bit of shock or a little stimulation. That stimulation, I've had it as high as 40 couple with him, but that was with a lot of dogs and a lot of stuff going on and him just kind of being really stimulated. So most of the time I start really low at like a 4, and I can hit that button, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So like he's laying down right now, so this time I will go to the 4. I don't know if you can see him or not. He might be a little below camera frame, but I'm gonna tap it, and he just got up and he's coming right to me. Sit. Really good. Good boy. Just so you know, I can't even feel this when I put this on my face. I can't feel it till I get to 11. So a number 4, he's super, super sensitive to it. So he knows and he responds that well. It doesn't hurt him. It's, again, just like a tap, like, hey, look at me, focus on me. But it's important to know that as those distractions kind of ensue, that number will go up or go down. So you always need to start low, but be ready to go high with that dial. You don't need to go probably over 40 or 50 some with him, but unless it's like a lot going on, and you'll know when that happens. We'll go over that in person. But again, he's a really good dog. He's really sweet. He's got a lot going on, but he's done really, really well for the 2 weeks. We're very pleased with him from where he started, because this was not even in the realm of possibilities when we started. So thank you so much for watching.